What's up, guys? We're back. You can probably hear me now. Hopefully you can hear me now. Thank you, Jamie, for pointing that out. Yeah, I was muted because I coughed right before we started the show. And that cost us to, you know, I produce the show. I don't host the show. Like I was saying, Josh is out today dealing with some kid stuff. So hopefully we can get this show back on the road. Today, we're going to talk about ADP versus our staff rankings for the running back position. But most importantly, a lot of you guys are here today to find out what the Super League special scoring rule for the playoffs will be. So we will cover that. Stick around. We're going to start the show. I've got a great guest in for the day. You might know him from our Friday show, the Studs and Suds show. So let's get right into this right now.
You're watching Fantasy Now Plus.
We're back. Jamie, yeah, good thing you did come up. Assuming Pudge would have, maybe said, "Hey, Justin, we couldn't hear anything you just said." I'd be like, great. We can restart the show then. But no, we are back. Pudge, thanks for jumping on today.
Yes, sir. I am not muted. So I was actually just typing that in when Jamie helped us out there. Thank you.
Of course it is, the Fantasy Now's like main production person that starts the show muted. Can't go a day. Pudge, apparently you look like Josh Allen if you didn't know that, according to Mr. Nick here. But yes, also just right before the show as we started, Kyron Williams 3-year deal for $33 million. I think I saw $23 million guaranteed to stay with the Rams. He got his deal done. Now it's time to play. What do you think?
Love it. There goes Jarquez Hunter. There goes Blake Corum. But that's really good for the Rams. They tied up their guy. Fantasy owners are going to love that for the next 3 years. I can't see that being a bad thing for him and or us.
Yeah. But they traded up. Okay, Josh. He likes to just be petty sometimes. I swear, man. Yeah, so that's a great thing. We're actually going to probably talk about Kyron Williams today since we're talking about the running back position. So that's perfect timing for the news. Pudge, do you think I should just jump right into the Super League settings or maybe talk about a couple running backs first? What do you think? What does the chat think? Should I just go ahead and talk about the rule?
What we got here?
Let's
wait for some more viewers to come in.
Yeah, we got to wait for more people. I will give a hint. I'll drop a little hint. Can't just give everybody what they want 5 minutes into the show. It has to do with captains. The theme, it has to do with our theme for the year, and this season's theme are captains. So every league is named after a captain. So we'll see if people can pick it up, but I think it'll be very obvious once I get through it. I think it'll be cool. And I can't wait to get started because this is the part that I think will be fun for everyone. Pudge, did I tell you the rule already? I think I told you the rule already. No. Okay, I put it in the staff chat at one point, and I guess not everybody read it. So let's talk about those running backs, though. Yeah, I have to find my list. Here we go. So off the top, our staff ranked all of these, and you can find all of our rankings on our website, fantasynowplus.com. And by the way, mentioned here, everybody go to fantasynowplus.com for all your content, all of our rankings, all of our shows will be there. Everything is right there for you as well. We are brought to you by the Finstock Sports Network. We love Bobby and the guys over there. So be sure to subscribe. If you're watching us on Finstock Sports Network, we have our own channel over on Fantasy Now Plus. If you're watching us here and especially if you're a Dolphins fan, be sure to check out Finstock Sports Network, where they have a ton of Miami content in general. Heat, Dolphins, they've got wrestling content over there. They've got all sorts of stuff over there. So be sure to follow them. You can find all of those links to the descriptions down below. And I love how Sean is now coming through with the extension here. Like it's breaking news. Like we haven't already talked about it, but good job, Sean.
You late, Sean.
Well, we beat you to the news, Sean. I can't believe it. He's gonna yell at me later. I can't wait. It's gonna be so fun.
He's so good at it. He is. He
You don't
is.
even see half of it, man. Sean yells at me about every day. I think the cycle is Sean yells at me, I yell at Josh. Josh yells at his kids yell at his teacher yells at somebody, and then it goes around and yells at Sean. So it's the circle of life. I don't know if did you ever watch How I Met Your Mother?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know that episode where it was like Barney was explaining why like Marshall should let a kid yell at somebody, or like his boss yells at him because his boss's kid yells at his boss, and this kid, and it just goes around in a circle, and it ends up with like Lily's yelling at the kid's yelling at his boss is yelling at him, he's yelling at Marshall, Marshall's yelling at Lily, and it just, yeah, that's how it works in Fantasy Now Plus. It's a little behind the scenes. Anyways, I just talked about random crap for a minute. Our team has all of our rankings done. It looks like we're kind of split on the number one running back. Two of us have Bijan Robinson at number one, including that's me and Will. The rest of you have him at number two. Sean, Josh, you, and Topher all have him at number two, but he sits at number one because of who sits at number two. And that's Jahmyr Gibbs. You have him at one. Josh has him at one. Topher has him at one. You would think that should mean he's number one, right? Sadly, no. Sean and I have him at three. Of course, Sean also hasn't updated his ranking since January. And then Will has him at five. So that brings down that ranking just a little bit. What do you think about Jahmyr Gibbs being consensus number two in the rankings?
I'm cool with it. I mean, it's a toss up between those two. They're both going to get the production through the air. Like, they're going to get targeted. Both players are really, really good. Coming out of college, they were 1 and 2. Now they're still 1 and 2. One was drafted just before the other one. And I think it's going to go that way for their whole careers, really, unless one of them has some kind of catastrophic injury. Sorry for putting that out there in the world, but
You heard it here.
I love Gibbs this year, especially because I think their games, their strength of schedule is very, very hard, and they are going to be playing catch up in some of these games. So a lot of these games, there's going to be chunk plays that Gibbs is gonna go to, either through the air or by running. So
yeah,
it's going to be a lot less David Montgomery this year and a lot more Gibbs salting out games.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jahmyr Gibbs. I have tried to draft him everywhere I can. I've tried to trade for him everywhere I can without giving up too much, but I think he's at his ceiling right now. So trading for him is almost next to impossible. 2 days ago, I did have Gibbs at one, for what it's worth, but I'm still afraid Ben Johnson not being there, how that offense changes, what a healthy David Montgomery brings back to the field. Because when David Montgomery was playing, Gibbs wasn't RB1. He was like RB3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
So if Montgomery's back, the offense is different. What the Ragno is that?
The offensive line is different. The offensive line Kevin Zeitler was all pro last year, and he went to the Titans, and Ragnar retired. So those are two all pros. I mean, it's going to be hard to replace.
Yeah, exactly. For those reasons alone, I moved Gibbs down to 3 in my redraft rankings. I still think highly of him in Dynasty, but for redraft, I have him at 3. I put Saquon at 2. But in Dynasty, obviously, that's going to change because he is older. He has ran the ball a lot. He has dealt with significant injuries, but right now I have Saquon at 2. So if we're looking at ADP so far right now, Bijan is consensus number 1 in the running backs. Saquon number 2, Jahmyr Gibbs at 3. So we very close there with our rankings compared to what the current ADP is showing. So that is always nice. Sean, I am seeing your overall rankings change. Let's see if running backs changed. Running backs have not changed. Wide receivers have. Sean, go and update your running back rankings specifically. Hit the publish button, and then it will do its thing. I literally refreshed after you said it, Sean. It still says January. So, quick thing here, Fantasy Dog, asking if James going to the expo. Pud, you're going to the expo.
I am going to the expo. I will be there on Thursday evening. I will be participating in the poker tournament on Friday. So if anybody's going to that, I will also be at draft night out. I won the IDP league last year. So I was invited to come back again. Obviously I love going to stuff like that. And we will be live from the expo on Friday. So if you guys like Pudge and Jeff, come check us out. We will definitely have a brew or two.
Yeah, definitely check him out. And you said you're going live from the venue, so you might be able to watch the show live in person, which would be a ton of fun. So, yeah. Should we drop the scoring?
Right on. You can do it up.
All right. So, Super League special scoring rules. It has been stated on the website in the emails that this will be announced post draft for all the drafts. All 11 drafts have finished as of this morning. Finally, they had been sticking it out for a while there. It's only been like 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, but it's finally finished. So the rules, if everybody's ready for it, every league will. Why, Sean? I'm trying to record right now, man. Stop texting me. Every league will designate a league captain. So everybody needs to go and look at their leagues, or all the teams in their league, and figure out which team is the best. Because at the end of the year, when the playoffs come, you're not only going to get your average score added from weeks 1 through 12 added to your playoff score in week 13, 14, but every week of the playoffs that you're in, you will get your captain's weekly average score added to your total score that week. So weeks 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17, you are getting the average score of your captain added to your score every week. So it's important to pick a very good captain in your league, because that could change the tides for everyone in the playoffs. If you're in a weaker league, that might suck for you. If you're in a very strong league, that could be very good for you, or bad, however you want to see that. Pudge, what are your thoughts about that?
I'm just now hearing it because I didn't see it in the chat, and I love it. Like that's a pretty cool thing. I think some of those weaker leagues with they're gonna have a really strong team at the.
That's true. Yeah,
they're gonna be very top heavy. That could be really awesome for those guys.
You squeeze in the top 50 or top 100, and then you just ball out in the playoffs because
it makes it everybody's game, really.
That's
pretty cool. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, and I really thought about, we'll cut it off after a couple weeks. No, your captain's helping you all the way through the playoffs. That's what
I like it. I've never heard anything like it, so that's pretty cool.
Either, so. So those are the rules this year, and that'll be published on our website right now. Everybody will get an email here this afternoon, and then I'll post in all the sleeper leagues for everybody that's catching up. So hope everybody loves that. I hope it's gonna be cool. That probably will also suck for me in come November and December timeframe when I have to manually do some of this calculations. I'll automate it. It'll be fine. So let's get back to the running backs here. Yeah, so we're talking, and Sean, I don't know what to say, man. You're still showing.
It takes a second. When I published my rankings, it took like 4 or 5 hours for it to catch up.
The weirdest thing is that just like he sent me a screenshot of his what his computer is showing, and it shows 8.5. And quarterback, wide receiver, and tight end shows 8.5. But for some reason, the running back on my screen shows 124. I don't get
I've
it.
got 8.5 for mine.
I see standard actually now. Standard it's updated, but for some reason PPR is not. Oh, it
Mine's
changed.
yeah,
It's
mine's
good.
set.
We're all
Yeah.
good, guys. Justin figured out technology.
He's got Jahmyr Gibbs at 5. He's crazy.
I see him at 3. What are you looking at?
I've got Will. Oh, yeah. He's got Bijan at 1, Jahmyr at 5, Saquon at 6, Henry at 3.
Oh, you're looking at Will.
Yeah.
I'm looking at Sean. What did I say? I don't know. Anyways, let's get back to the show. Okay, so Sean is the only one that has Devon Achane higher than RB4. He has him as RB1. That's certainly something. For reference, Achane is going as RB7 in most leagues right now. That's his current ADP is 7. 13th overall, so just at the start of the top of the second round. That is wild to me, to say the least. Yeah, that's wild.
You've got Achane at 7, right?
I do have him at 7. Josh has him at 7. You have him at 5, and Topher and Will both have him at 4.
There's a world where he is that guy. If they have Tua for all 17 games and Achane has another year where he's perfectly healthy, there's a world where that exists. Especially with his receiving chops, with those Jonnu Smith receptions going to him instead.
This is how I do my best ball rankings. Is I take my redraft rankings and then I take all of the injury prone guys that are high ceiling and move them way up. And Achane is like top 3 for me in best ball, but not in just like standard redraft. I get he'll be a PPR monster. He has the high ceiling explosiveness, but like, I don't know. I guess with Mostert out, that's fine. I don't know.
Oh, in Fantasy Dog, I played safety. I'm not as tall as you would think I am. I'm not a middle linebacker.
He is.
I played safety in
He is a little shorter than I anticipated, guys. Met him at Cincinnati finally, the Cincinnati live draft. But okay, let's move on. So Christian McCaffrey is going ADP 4, Derrick Henry 5, Ashton Genty 6. We have our 4, 5, 6 guys are Achane, Henry, McCaffrey. Josh is the lowest on McCaffrey at 11. You have him at 4. Will has him at 2. That's a wide range of 9 players in between 2 and 11.
If you look at all the injuries right now that are going on with McCaffrey, Isaac Guerendo's out for weeks. Juwan Johnson's out right now. You got Ayuk gone right now. He could be crazy hyper efficient in the first 4 weeks with a lot of PPR upside. That's where I was going with this. His receiving could be way up there. It could be him and Kittle as 1 and 2 for the 49ers as far as receptions go.
I do agree there. I think CMC is going to potentially explode again, assuming that his Achilles can recover this year. So, okay. So rounding out, we've talked about Devon Achane at 7, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, Bucky Irving, Kyron Williams. That is the top 24 in the draft. So Kyron's going at 24 right now. Do you think that bumps up his ADP with him getting signed today? People are less worried about him like holding out, or do you think that is appropriate range for him?
I've got him at 10, and I feel like I should move him up. I really think that this gives him a vote of confidence. He's going to miss some time, right? he'll miss a couple of games here and there, but that's okay. Most running backs do. You don't have many Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henrys out there. Those guys, those guys are machines. But I might bump them up 1 or 2 spots. Maybe bump Kamara down and James Cook down and move him up.
Sorry, I don't know what just happened with my eye here, but just got like
you gotta step away. We can talk about it.
No, we're good. We're good. Just crying because Kyron Williams is 11 or something. I don't know. I think it's fair that's 11 running backs in the first 2 rounds. Oh man. We're good. We're good. We're good. I'll just cry a little bit. It's fine. So yeah, 11 running backs in the first 2 rounds. Then at the top, we're looking at Chase Brown, James Cook, Breece Hall, Alvin Kamara as the next 4 to go the first 38 picks. What is your take on Kamara this season? Right now, Spencer Rattler is supposed to be starting. They got Shuck. They might be sucking for another quarterback in next draft.
Let's be honest.
What are you taking?
They haven't had a quarterback in how many years since Drew Brees retired, right?
Yeah, because I don't even think.
Let's not count Carr. So whatever you're gonna say about Kamara and having a terrible offense, he's had a terrible offense ever since Sean Payton left, pretty much. That and Breeze, when Breeze was retired, it's been spotty quarterback at best. So I'm not worried about Kamara there. He's going to get passes. You're going to have Chris Olave. Chris Olave may or may not be 100% throughout the year. We'll see how his concussions subside. Let's see if he can, stay healthy. If he can stay healthy, that gives him more scoring opportunities. More scoring opportunities could bring Kamara's touchdown regression back to the median, because he's out there, he's getting fantasy points, but they aren't scoring very many points. So I think that with Taysom Hill, that late ACL injury, he'll be out. Juwan Johnson is now nursing an injury. It's either groin or hamstring, I believe. It's going to be Kamara and who else? I mean, that's it, right? Olave, Kamara, and that's about
Brandon
it.
Cooks is back on the Saints now.
Isn't that where he started?
No, with Patriots, right?
No, I think they drafted.
No, he did. Yeah, New Orleans, then traded to New England.
Yeah,
you're right. Yeah, so
that guy's been on more teams than.
Actually, he's only been on 4. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Oh, never mind. Houston and Dallas don't count this one.
He was one of those guys that came in the league really, really early. I think he was like 20 or 21. So he's been in the league forever. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sean is telling me multiple times now that he does not have A-Chain as number 1. So whatever.
It's right here, Sean. I'll screenshot it for you.
Yeah. So what out of our rankings, who do you see as the most like outlandish? Like I mean, we talk about Kyron Williams. He's currently at 5 for Josh, but he's at 17 for Will. Then we got guys like Breece Hall at 8, but as low as 15. We have Josh Jacobs as high as 4, as low as 18. So with Kyron, Josh Jacobs, and Breece Hall, who do you see as the better fit there? Like who's the better running back to be drafting this season?
For me, I mean, I really like Breece Hall. I think that's going to be a better offense. They drafted early in the draft. My biggest fade is probably Bucky Irving out of those guys, but
you don't know what that offense is going to look like either, with Liam Cohen and then another offensive coordinator coming in to Tampa.
If you look at Tampa's offense without Liam Cohen, they're middle to back end of the pack. They're 20, 21 the last few years before him. I don't know exactly that they're going to be as good, and they're going to run two systems. They want to run two systems over there, or two system back. Whether they want to or not, they're going to run White, Rashid White or Bucky in all kinds of different ways. I don't see them being the one system back that everybody thinks that they're going to go to. I just don't see it. So that's why I have Bucky faded to a back end or middle of the pack RB2. But out of those guys, though, I love Brees. I've got him 8, or I've got him 11th. Josh has got him 8th, and Sean's got him 8th. But I could see where he goes back to being the guy. I mean, they were talking about him being a top 4 dynasty pick not long ago.
Yeah.
So,
well, in the fact that, I mean, just last year, I think he was a top 3 dynasty pick, especially with Aaron Rodgers coming in and getting back to being healthy. And then Brees had a interview, I think last week, maybe 2 weeks ago, about how he's on his he's on his contract year, so he needs to outperform this year, obviously. But since he's been drafted, they have a new GM, they have a new head coach, they have a new offensive coordinator, they have a new system, they have a new quarterback, they have new everything. There's nothing that ties him to the organization after this year if they choose to not bring him back. So he has to prove that I'm worth bringing back. I am a top tier running back that you need to keep. So it'll be interesting. Talking about fading guys, RJ Harvey. I think we as a team have faded him. Consensus RB 29, as low as 41, as high as 21. You actually have him the highest at 21. His ADP currently is sitting at RB 24 at the 62nd overall pick. Do you think 24 is right, or do you think that's too low? Is it too high for a 24-year-old rookie?
I think that's just right. Let's look at that offense, right? They have Cortland Sutton. They have Evan Ingram. They have J.K. Dobbins, which is going to take that first and second down work. RJ Harvey's not going to have the biggest piece of the pie that people think. Again, I think they're going to score a lot. RJ Harvey also has a running quarterback. So there goes more opportunities out the window for him. I don't know that everybody is realizing how much Bo Nix is going to use his legs. He's not going to dump the ball off. He's going to do the design plays for Ingram and Harvey, but I don't see many rushing opportunities. I'd say he gets 107, maybe 110 rushing opportunities next year. That'll put him in the range for RB2, RB3 ish. So 24 seems about right for me. I would be comfortable taking him there. He is also undersized. He's only 5'8".
Yeah.
So him and I have a lot in common.
The two last guys I want to talk about here are two guys that just a couple years ago were at the top of the world. And now they've completely fallen off and have been faded more than I think anyone else has been, considering where they were just literally a few years ago. We're talking about RB38 in the ADP and RB41. That's Ramondre Stevenson and Rachaad White. Rachaad White just back in 2023 was RB4. And then finished as RB22 last year. So still a starting running back in the league, but Bucky Irving took a lot of that out. And he has been doing well since then. Right now, Rachaad White is ranked at 36 in our rankings. Do you are people too low on him, or are we just too high on Ramondre or on Rashad White?
When Josh was on our show, when he filled in for Jeff on Studs and Suds, he was really fading Rashad White, and there's a lot of talk of the town where he's not the guy. But like I said, he's going to be a thorn in Bucky Irvin's side. I think I have him the highest at 20. I probably will fade him a little bit. These rankings were last week, I think, but I don't see him going away. They want to run the ball. They brought in Egbuka. It looks like Chris Godwin's going to be out for the first 8 weeks on PUP. I just don't see them wanting to rush Egbuka out there. They're not going to force McMillan out there to make plays early on. They're going to run the ball, and if they can, get ahead and then just salt out games with White. And then you want to talk about Stevenson?
Yeah, so Stevenson back in 2022 finishes RB7 and then finishes RB35 and then 28 last year. So the fall off was there, obviously. He's only had the one good season in 2022 where he finishes the RB7. But comparing last year's numbers versus that 2022's numbers, he played 2 less games last year. He only had 3 less attempts on the ground, but 200 less yards, 239 less yards. He had 2 more rushing touchdowns on the season, but he saw half the targets for the season, which is really what killed his fantasy number, because he lost 75 points basically alone off of the receptions and the yardage. Clearly, he's not being used nearly as much. He's a 27-year-old running back in a system that is trying to get younger, even though they added Stephon Diggs. They go out, they draft Trevion Henderson from Ohio State, which I think is the better running back from Ohio State, by the way. And now he's being drafted at RB34, whereas Henderson is going at 26. Do you think Stevenson continues his decline? Do you think there's a jump back into the limelight? Do you think the two of them share the workload and they both finish in the 20s and 30s? What do you think the Patriots' outlook looks like for the running backs this year?
So, all right, they've got a whole new coaching staff, right? Josh McDaniels is back. Josh McDaniels he'll have a top 10 offense, I believe. If not, it'll be top 15. They had huge upgrades along the offensive line. They brought in Morgan Moses from the Jets. They brought in to play left tackle. They brought in Garrett Bradbury over from the Vikings to play center. And then they drafted Will Campbell was arguably one of the best tackles in the league. And if he doesn't start out right away at left tackle, they will. Oh, sorry, they're cutting the grass. Yay. If they don't start out right away at right tackle with him, they might move him to right guard. But that whole new line is going to work well with their Josh McDaniels' zone blocking scheme. If you look at the beginning of Ramondre's season last year, he was doing just fine. But now they have a couple more weapons. Stephon Diggs looks like he'll be ready to go first of the year. Demario Douglas. He will be kind of like their gadget guy, I'm assuming. But with Pop Douglas and Diggs there, they still have Hunter Henry. They're going to be able to spread the ball. I don't see Trevion Henderson as being this all-around back. I think they're going to do a lot what they did at Ohio State. They're going to have a Judkins, Ramondre Stevenson, and a Henderson is going to do the Henderson role. He's going to do spectacular things. He's going to do great things, I think. Don't get it twisted. I do think that at the end of the year, it'll be more like a Gibbs, Montgomery type of thing, like a Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, his first season. Alvin Kamara really had a good season his first year, but they still held him back. And I think with that coaching staff, Mike Vrabel, Josh McDaniels, they're slow to bring rookies on. They don't want to push them into that role right away because they're not experienced. They want those experienced guys to do experienced things and not make rookie mistakes. So I think that Ramondre will get a lot more work than people are anticipating. I think it'll be more of a 65-35 because I don't want to do 60-40 quite, and I definitely don't want to do a 70-30. But they have to trust Travion first. But I will say that Travion has never. Hey, go. Sorry, guys. That's my son. And sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think that Travion has never had a fumble. Is that correct? I looked that up. And right. Ramondre had a little fumbling issue last year. So if he continues his fumble mistakes, then of course Travion will take over that role.
Ramondre had 7 fumbles last year, lost 3 of them. That is a concern, and that's why you end up getting benched. So, Jamie talked about how they had a Sports Illustrated writer for the Patriots on Monday saying that Stevenson was getting the starter snaps now, but Henderson is being used more in the passing game. I don't love that for Ramondre's stock, just because we saw he could still have a similar production in the running game, but still not be nearly as good. It was the passing game that got him to RB7. So if he's taken out of that passing game, I would not be drafting him at all this season. So that's going to wrap us up this week. Be sure to check us out, fantasynowplus.com for all of our content. Follow us everywhere on social. Well, not everywhere. Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at fantasynowplus. You can get all of our content there as well. Join our Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. The link is also in the description to join there. We have over 100 members now in the Discord to sit there and chat about fantasy football takes all day long, and other, random stuff. So, again, thank you everybody that joined today. Jerry, Fantasy Dog, Jamie, of course, Nick, and everyone else that was here earlier for the rules breakdown. Hope you all enjoy Super League with the new rules. Pudge, you can catch Pudge and Jeff on Friday at the Fantasy Football Expo, either live in person, watching it live in person, or you can be right back here Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern to catch their show. Tomorrow night, we have the debut Fantasy Rankings Report with Topher and Michael. So they will be on tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then Studs and Suds at Friday. And then Saturday, Dynasty and 30 at 4 p.m. Eastern with Will and Tim. So much content, guys. We have a show Monday mornings, Tuesday afternoons, Wednesday night, Friday afternoon at 4 p.m. Saturday afternoon. The fantasy
also
here.
Be prepared on Monday mornings to have a few of us roll through.
Yeah, it might not.
You never know who's going to show up with Cold Brews hot takes.
Exactly. So just hit the notification icon, guys. We're gonna have way too many shows this year. Planning on 8. So every day there will be content. Be sure to be back here again. But until all of that is back, till tomorrow night, guys. We'll see you later. We'll catch you later. Pudge, thanks again for jumping on the show today, and we're out.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.